Let me tell you something. People, your 20 seconds are supposed to be messy. They're supposed to be confusing, painful, and full of failures. But here's the truth. Most people never rise from those failures. Because they quit too early. See, most people in their 20s want success overnight. They see someone on social media driving a fancy car, wearing designer clothes, and they start thinking, hey, Breck, most people quit too early because they expect life to reward them instantly. They start with big dreams, with a spark in their eyes and passion in their hearts. But the moment they face resistance, they stop. The truth is, success never comes to those who expect it to be easy. It comes to those who are willing to fight through the storm long after the excitement has faded. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or intelligence. They fail because they lack endurance. They stop digging right before they strike gold. When you start chasing something meaningful, whether it's a dream, a business, or personal growth, the first thing life does is test your commitment. You'll face rejection, confusion, disappointment, and moments when nothing seems to work. That's when most people quit. They think those moments mean they're not meant to succeed. But what they don't realize is that those hard times are not signals to stop. They're signs that they're getting closer. The struggle is part of the preparation. The waiting, the pressure, the long nights, all of that is building the strength and wisdom you'll need once success comes. Think about it. Everyone starts something with motivation. Everyone is excited in the beginning. But what separates winners from quitters is not motivation. It's discipline. The winners keep going even when they're tired, even when they fail 10 times, even when nobody believes in them. They understand that consistency beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. They know that the road to success is not a straight line. It's full of detours, dead ends, and failures that teach you who you are. Most people can handle failure once or twice. They can handle small losses. But when failure keeps showing up, when rejection becomes a pattern, that's when they start to doubt themselves. That's when the inner voice whispers, maybe this isn't for me. And so they quit, not realizing that the pain they're running from is the exact thing that was about to shape their breakthrough. Life has a funny way of testing you. It gives you the hardest challenges right before something great is about to happen. Most people don't fail because they can't make it. They fail because they stop right before it happens. You see, persistence is not about working nonstop without results. It's about trusting that the process is working even when you can't see progress yet. Growth often happens quietly, beneath the surface, just like a seed buried in the ground. For months, you see nothing, but something powerful is happening where your eyes can't reach. Then one day, it breaks through the soil. That's how success works. It takes time, faith, and consistency. The seed that never gives up on growing becomes the tree that gives shade to others later. Most people quit because they expect immediate recognition. They want applause for effort instead of patience for results. But the truth is, no one sees the sleepless nights. No one claps when you're struggling. The world only notices when you win. That's why you must keep going in silence. Keep improving in private and let your success make the noise. If you're in that place where you feel like quitting, don't. You've already come this far, which means the hardest part is behind you. Every person who made it big once stood where you're standing now, asking themselves if it was worth it. They chose to keep going. That's the difference. The pain you feel today will become the strength you'll use tomorrow. Every failure is a lesson, and every lesson brings you closer to your destiny. So don't quit too early. Don't walk away from your dream just because it's taking longer than you expected. Time will pass anyway, whether you keep going or not. The question is, when that time passes, do you want to be further along your path or still wishing you had tried one more time? Success is waiting for those who refuse to stop. Keep going. You're closer than you think. Comparison kills growth because it steals your focus from your own path and traps you in someone else's story. When you spend your time looking at what others have, you lose sight of what you're building. The world today makes it so easy to compare. You open your phone and instantly see people showing off their achievements, their perfect bodies, their dream jobs, and their expensive lifestyles. What you don't see are the struggles, the failures, and the sleepless nights that came before those moments. You see their highlight reel, not their behind the scenes. And yet you start to measure your worth against it. That's where your growth begins to die. not because you're not capable, but because your energy shifts from progress to comparison. Every person is running their own race. You might be at mile 1 while someone else is at mile 10, but that doesn't mean you're behind. It just means you're at a different stage of the journey. The danger of comparison is that it tricks you into believing that you're failing, when in reality, you're still developing. Growth takes time. Flowers don't bloom at the same time, but each one is beautiful in its season. When you look at someone else's success and feel like you're not doing enough, you're forgetting that your story has its own timing. Some people find their purpose at 20, some at 40, and some at 60. There's no fixed timeline for greatness. Comparison is also a thief of gratitude. When you constantly measure yourself against others, you stop appreciating what you have. You forget how far you've already come. You might not have everything you want right now, but look at everything you've already survived. Look at the growth that no one saw, the late nights, the sacrifices, the small wins that no one clapped for. Those moments matter, but when you compare, you overlook them. Gratitude opens the door to more blessings. Comparison locks it. Another problem with comparison is that it creates insecurity. You start believing you're not good enough, smart enough, or talented enough. That voice in your head begins to whisper lies, telling you that you'll never catch up. But the truth is, the person you're comparing yourself to might be looking at someone else and feeling the same way. Everyone battles with self-doubt, even the ones who look like they have it all together. So instead of competing with others, compete with who you were yesterday. That's the only competition that matters. When you focus on others, you waste the energy you could use to improve yourself. Every minute you spend worrying about what someone else is doing is a minute you could have spent mastering your craft, learning something new, or chasing your dream. Growth happens when you focus inward, not outward. You can't move forward if your eyes are always on someone else's lane. You have to run your race with blinders on, steady, patient, and determined. It's okay to admire people who inspire you, but don't turn admiration into comparison. Learn from others, but never measure your worth by their achievements. You don't need to be better than them. You just need to be better than you were. Your path is unique. Your timing is divine. The moment you start believing in your own journey, you'll find peace in the process. So the next time you see someone succeeding, don't let jealousy take over. Celebrate them and then get back to your work. Because your time is coming. Everyone's story unfolds differently, and yours is still being written. Growth happens when you stop comparing and start believing. The only person you need to outdo is the person you were yesterday. Keep your focus, stay patient, and trust that what's meant for you will find you. But only if you stay true to your own path. Failure is preparation, not the end. Yet most people see failure as final, as proof that they're not good enough or that their dreams were unrealistic. But the truth is, failure is not there to stop you. It's there to shape you. Every successful person you admire has a history of losing, falling, and starting over. What separates them from the rest is not that they avoided failure, but that they learned from it. Failure doesn't destroy you. Quitting does. When you fail, life is not punishing you, it's teaching you. It's showing you what doesn't work, revealing your weaknesses, and forcing you to grow stronger. Every failure carries a lesson that success can never teach. Success feels good, but it doesn't change you. Failure, on the other hand, builds character. It humbles you, strengthens your patience, and teaches you resilience. It strips away your pride and forces you to see what really matters. The greatest lessons in life are hidden inside moments of defeat. That's where you discover who you really are. Failure tests your commitment. Anyone can stay motivated when everything is going right. But true strength is revealed when everything falls apart. That's when your heart is tested, when you've given your all and it still doesn't work out. Those are the moments when most people give up. But if you understand that failure is preparation, you'll recognize that you're not being rejected. You're being refined. The fire that burns you is the same fire that shapes you. Every disappointment is preparing you for a bigger opportunity. Think about a diamond. It's just a piece of coal that handled pressure the right way. Failure is that pressure. It's uncomfortable. It's painful, and it makes you question yourself. But it's also the very thing that transforms you into something stronger. When you fall, you have two choices. Stay down and call it over, or get back up and call it experience. The difference between winners and losers is not the number of times they fail. It's the number of times they get back up. Many people give up too soon because they think failure means the dream wasn't meant for them. But sometimes failure is just life saying, you're not ready yet. Maybe your mindset needs growth. Maybe your discipline isn't strong enough yet. Maybe you need to build more faith, more patience, more skill. Whatever the reason, failure is never wasted. It's preparing you for what's next. You might not understand it now, but later you'll look back and realize that what felt like an ending was actually a setup for something greater. Failure also builds appreciation. When you finally succeed after many setbacks, you value it more deeply because you know what it cost you. The struggle gives meaning to the victory. People who never face failure often take success for granted. But those who've tasted defeat know the sweetness of redemption. They know how hard it is to climb back up, and that's why they never stop climbing. The world might label failure as weakness, but in reality, it's proof of courage. You can't fail unless you try, and most people never try. They stay safe in their comfort zones, afraid of being embarrassed or judged. But the only real failure in life is not trying at all. Every great story of success starts with a chapter of failure. The key is to turn those painful chapters into lessons that move you forward. So when you fail, don't lose faith. Don't let one bad chapter convince you the story is over. You're not done. You're just being prepared for the version of success that fits you best. Every no is leading you closer to the right yes. Every fall is building the strength you'll need to stand taller later. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the foundation of it. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep moving forward. Because what feels like the end is often just the beginning of something far greater. Struggle is a part of growth, but most people try to run from it. They want the reward without the process, the strength without the pain, the success without the struggle. But the truth is, every great thing you'll ever achieve in life will demand something from you. Your time, your energy, your comfort, even your peace. Growth doesn't come from what's easy. It comes from what challenges you. The moments that feel the hardest are often the ones shaping you the most. When you face struggles, it's easy to believe something is wrong with your life. You start thinking, why is this happening to me? But what if the struggle isn't against you? What if it's working for you? Every obstacle you face is training you for something greater. Just like a muscle only grows when it's stretched and torn through resistance, your character only grows when you're pushed beyond your limits. The pressure, the confusion, the exhaustion, it's not there to break you. It's there to build you. Think about any skill you've ever learned. Whether it was learning to walk as a child, to read, to drive, or to build something new. Struggle was always there. You fell, you failed. You got frustrated, but you didn't stop. You kept trying until you mastered it. Growth has always been tied to struggle, even from the start. Somewhere along the way, though, people began to believe that if something is difficult, it means they're not meant for it. That's not true. Difficulty is not a sign to quit. It's a sign that you're getting closer to your breakthrough. The truth is, struggle reveals what you're capable of. You don't know your strength until life forces you to use it. You don't know how much faith you have until everything starts falling apart. Struggle takes away the comfort you hide behind and forces you to discover your true potential. It's uncomfortable, but that discomfort is a signal of transformation. You're growing through what you're going through, even when you can't see it yet. People who avoid struggle never grow. They stay in the same place, repeating the same routines, never testing themselves, never pushing their limits. But those who embrace the struggle, who face their fears, endure the pain, and keep going despite the obstacles, those are the ones who evolve. The road to greatness has never been smooth. Every person who reached the top once walked through storms. They cried, they doubted, they failed, but they kept moving forward. Sometimes struggle also serves as protection. There are things you're not ready for yet. Life uses struggle to slow you down, to teach you lessons that will prepare you for the success that's coming. If you were given everything too easily, you wouldn't value it. You'd lose it just as fast. Struggle builds patience. It builds appreciation. It makes sure when you finally arrive at your destination, you're strong enough to stay there. There will be times when you feel like you can't take it anymore, when you're tired, lost, and unsure of what to do next. That's when you have to remind yourself this moment is temporary. The struggle you're facing today is the foundation of the strength you'll need tomorrow. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. The pain will pass, but the lessons will stay. So don't curse your struggle. Respect it. Learn from it. Let it teach you patience, humility, and resilience. Every hardship is shaping your mindset and your character. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in challenge. You are becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable with every obstacle you overcome. Remember, the most beautiful version of yourself will not come from the easy moments. It will come from the storms you survive. Every scar, every failure, every sleepless night is part of your evolution. Struggle is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Embrace it, because without it, there is no growth. Patience and faith are essential because everything meaningful in life takes time. The biggest mistake most people make is wanting instant results. They want to see progress right away, success right away, answers right away. But the truth is, life doesn't work like that. The most beautiful things in life, growth, healing, wisdom, success, all take time to unfold. You can't rush the process and expect lasting results. You have to learn to trust that things are happening even when you can't see them. Patience means staying calm in the waiting season. It means believing that just because something isn't happening now doesn't mean it never will. Too often, people give up right before their breakthrough because they get tired of waiting. They lose faith in the process and walk away, not realizing how close they were. Patience is not about doing nothing. It's about doing your best while trusting that the timing will take care of itself. It's the strength to keep showing up even when you're not seeing immediate results. Faith is what keeps patience alive. Without faith, patience feels like punishment. But when you have faith, you understand that every delay has a purpose. Faith means believing in what you can't yet see, believing that your effort, your prayers, and your persistence are building something behind the scenes. Sometimes life hides progress from you to test your belief. It wants to know, will you still work when no one notices? Will you still believe when everything looks uncertain? That's where patience and faith come together. One keeps you steady and the other keeps you strong. Think about planting a seed. You water it, care for it, and wait for it to grow. You don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust that it is. That's how life works too. You put in the effort, you give it time, and you trust the process. The problem is many people lose faith in the middle. They get frustrated when results don't show up fast enough. But just because you can't see growth doesn't mean it's not happening. Most of the important growth happens underground, out of sight. When the time is right, it breaks through. Impatience ruins more dreams than failure ever will. People abandon their goals because they don't see instant progress, not realizing that real success is built in silence. Those who have faith know that waiting is not wasted time. It's preparation time. While you're waiting, you're developing the mindset, discipline, and maturity you'll need to handle what's coming. Sometimes the delay isn't denial, it's protection. You might think you're ready, but life knows you need more growth before you can carry the weight of your dream. Patience allows that preparation to happen. Faith also gives you peace during uncertainty. When you trust that things are working out in your favor, you stop trying to control every outcome. You start to flow with life instead of fighting it. You stop panicking about when it will happen and start focusing on becoming the person who can handle it when it does. That's the real reward of patience and faith, inner strength. The truth is, everything worth having requires both success, love, healing, purpose. All of them come with waiting. And waiting always tests your faith. But every test you pass takes you closer to your destiny. You have to keep believing even when it's hard. You have to trust that your efforts are not in vain, that every small step matters, and that what's meant for you will come when you're ready for it. So don't rush the process. Don't let frustration make you give up on what you prayed for. Keep your patience, keep your faith, because the combination of those two will take you further than talent, luck, or shortcuts ever could. The waiting season isn't punishment, it's preparation. And when your moment finally comes, you'll understand why it took time. Patience and faith aren't just habits. They're the foundation of every great success story. Your 20 seconds are for building, not finishing. But most people get it wrong. They think by the time they hit their mid or late 20s, they should already have it all figured out. The perfect job, the dream relationship, the stable income, the confidence, the peace. Society feeds us this illusion that we should be successful before we even understand what success really means. The truth is, your 20 seconds aren't about having everything together. They're about laying the foundation for everything that's coming next. This is the decade where you build, fail, learn, grow, and start shaping the person you're meant to become. Your 20s are the years of construction. You're not supposed to have the finished house yet. You're supposed to be collecting the bricks. Every job you take, every mistake you make, every heartbreak you go through, all of it is building something inside you. You're learning how to handle pressure, how to trust yourself, how to make choices, and how to bounce back when things fall apart. These experiences don't mean you're lost. They mean you're developing. The confusion, the struggle, the uncertainty, that's not failure. That's growth happening in real time. The problem is we live in a world obsessed with speed. Everyone wants to reach the top fast. You see people online your age buying houses, traveling the world, or running businesses, and suddenly you feel behind. But what you don't see is the years of effort, risk, and sacrifice behind those moments. Everyone's timeline is different. Just because someone found their path early doesn't mean you're late. You're just on your own schedule. The truth is, your 20 seconds aren't a race, they're a classroom. This is the time to learn lessons that will carry you for the rest of your life. In your 20 seconds, you're supposed to make mistakes. You're supposed to fail, to experiment, to try things that might not work out. You're supposed to outgrow people, change directions, and start over. That's not being lost, that's living. Each failure is a blueprint teaching you what doesn't work so you can find what does. If you try to skip the struggle, you'll skip the growth. So instead of rushing to arrive, focus on who you're becoming. The person you're building in your 20 seconds is the foundation for the rest of your life. Your 20 seconds are also the time to build habits. The way you treat your time, your money, your health, and your mindset now will echo into your 30s and beyond. Learn discipline now. Learn self-respect now. Learn how to say no to distractions and yes to opportunities that align with your goals. Because once the foundation is strong, everything you build later will stand taller and last longer. But if you rush to finish before you've built properly, you'll spend your 30s repairing what you didn't do right in your 20s. You don't need to have all the answers right now. It's okay to be figuring things out. It's okay to be uncertain. It's okay to not have everything planned. What matters is that you're moving, that you're trying, learning, and improving. Every small effort is adding a brick to your future. You may not see the full structure yet, but one day you'll look back and realize that all those late nights, hard lessons, and quiet sacrifices were building something beautiful. Your 20 seconds are not your peak. They're your preparation. This is the time to invest in yourself, to explore, to fail forward, and to believe that the work you're doing today will pay off later. Stop comparing your foundation to someone else's finish line. You're not behind. You're just building. And when the time comes, everything you built with patience, discipline, and faith will stand strong. The best version of your life